Welcome on board the Love Boat.
Love, exciting and new. I'm aboard. I've been expecting you. The Love Boat.
Soon I'll be making another run.
It's a love. Welcome aboard. It's love. Yeah!
Well, greetings to all our valued travel partners out there. It's Carmen Roy, VP of Sales with Princess. And we are at Connect with Princess, our webinar. So yes, I've heard from a few of you. Good morning, Nancy from Vegas. I was just in Vegas, Nancy. 8 days, 118 degrees. Hello. Ooh, Jen is. Hello, Jen from the cruise company. Welcome, y'all. Hope everybody's doing great. Oh, what happened? There's no signal. Am I still live? I tell you, it's always technical. Are we recording? Are we recording? Yes, we're back.
You're good.
We're back. You know what, Brandon? What do I tell you? It's always technical. I kid you not. I'm sitting in our Fort Lauderdale studios, folks. It's been that kind of a day, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to tell you the story. And yes, stick around at the end. You got the Q&As. But right now, it's all about me. So yes, I've heard a lot from you all. We're going to show you the QR codes about why are we just doing one webinar a month? It's summer. It's summer hiatus. Everybody takes summer off. I know in South Florida, everybody's back to school already, so traffic's a nightmare. There's our QR codes. But I will tell you that it's still summer mode in the rest of the world and the rest of the country. So come September, we're back to business, back to school. We're going to do a couple more months of just one webinar, possibly till the end of the year. And why? Because we have this thing called Star Princess that's going to join us. And the team is going 24/7. But we're going to talk about the technical. It's storming in South Florida, which means nothing because I know that we have that hurricane, Aaron. So thoughts and prayers with all of you. Luckily, it's pushing off the coast. So hopefully North Carolina, South Carolina, a lot of you won't have the impact, but it's reality, folks. We just learn how to pivot, selling boat rides. So we go to, and by the way, like we didn't have enough. And I know we had someone from Vegas there. I was in Vegas for 8 days. Hot, hot, hot. And while we're there, Air Canada goes on strike. Seriously, folks, it's peak Alaska season. How can they do this to me? It's Murphy's Law. It's my middle name. If it's not technical, Murphy's going to strike. So I want to share with everybody's favorite, Marsha. Hi there. I want to make you
Hi, Carmen. Hello,
you,
everybody.
Marsha? How's everything
I am
going?
fantastic.
Yes, you are. You're beyond fantastic. Marsha, can I vent?
Oh, sure. What happened?
As long as you promise not to say two things at the end of it all. Okay. I don't want to hear you say bitter, party of one, go to the corner, Carmen. Can't have that. And then I don't want you to say, do you want a little cheese with that wine? Okay. We don't want that either. Okay. You promise?
All right.
Make that commitment, everybody.
I promise.
Okay.
I promise.
Watch me. I'm going to be with Marsha in about 2 weeks, and she will say that every day. Carmen, bitter, party of one, right over there in the corner. We don't need you. Marsha, I have been preparing. It's been insane since I got back. And on the way here, we have storms in South Florida. Imagine that, rainy season. Hurricane Aaron's on her. You know how it goes. But I have that little car, and I live in a high area of traffic, but Edgewater is also under construction because we have this great bridge, beautiful signature bridge. It has just been delayed for another 2 years. So by 2029, if we're lucky. In the meantime, it floods. And here's my little poop little thing car that's like a make-believe vehicle is like floating. I'm like, I'm not gonna make it.
You now have a boat.
Oh, I let me tell you. And to get to Fort Lauderdale, in and of itself, yes, we're getting to the agenda. This is how she moves me along. Long story short, when I get to the parking lot of our beautiful offices in Fort Lauderdale, right by Port Everglades, I click open the trunk to take out my wardrobe because I use studio days to record all sorts of messages, right? And of course, since we're focusing on Japan today, I rented a kimono. You know how I love to be super creative, right?
Yeah.
Until
you didn't tell me so that we could match.
Well, because there's no other way to match you. You're everybody's favorite. I've got to like one up you, Marsha. I am Jan, very competitive. Okay. It's okay because you know what there's this thing called karma. So I opened the trunk. I left my wardrobe at home. So you
no
guys
kimono
are getting
for
me.
Carmen.
Thank God I had this T-shirt, right? The 60th anniversary, which, by the way, we're creating new ones. So this will no longer be the logo. So this will be a relic. I'm going to sell it on eBay, maybe. Nobody's going to buy it, but just in case. What's on our agenda? And Marsha, how's your summer coming along?
My summer's going fantastic. It just went so fast. Like, you know how summer used to be a break? I'm sure our audience, I'm sure our advisors know this. There really is no hiatus anymore. There's no break.
There isn't. There
it's
isn't.
busy all the time, which is a good problem to have, right?
It's an opportunity, and we have a lot. We have another new ship coming, right? We got Star Princess on the horizon, the only star that anybody should care about, because it is the original star of the oceans and the seven seas is our Star Princess. Okay, on our agenda, let's talk about this. So Princess Plus and Premiere updates recap. Your favorite topic.
My favorite topic.
We'll talk about Spellbound and the announcement we just came through. 27 Japan, the reason I rented a kimono to one-up my friend Marsha. I'll never do that again. Because obviously Marsha Karma is the worst. Forget Carmen Karma. So we'll talk about itineraries, have a special guest joining us, an expert, cruise tour overview. And then we'll talk about our LTOs, updates, and everything that you've provided us since the last webinar and how we have folded it in. We listened to your feedback. So we got a lot going on, huh?
Let's
get started.
Let's go. So my favorite topic.
Better than the recaps. You're like the expert of Plus and Premiere. But before you give the recaps, can we talk?
Sure.
And I promised I'd behave. Marsha puts me on double dog probation. And I said I was not going to go Miranda. Last time we did the webinar.
Nobody puts Carmen in a corner.
But we obviously don't put me in a kimono either. Me.
But
bump is right. I will tell you, Marsha, after the last webinar. So if you all don't realize, I don't see your comments, right? We have an entire team of experts led by Brandon. We got Christine. We have Stephanie. We have Mara. We have an entire team behind the scenes doing, what do they call that? The YouTube, right? The YouTube.
Yeah.
The YouTube. We used to do the Facebook, and then they do all your chats. It takes a village. And then, of course, in studio, I've got Attilio. Keeps me, like, he's the fashionista, right? Fashion police, making sure everything's good. I have no broccoli in my teeth. No one told me that we had some trollers last time. Nasty comments out there. Keep it clean, people. Be nice. We're selling boat rides. Everybody's trying to do the best they can. We're in the happiness business. So you come on a webinar and you troll. Fair warning. I've asked the team. They didn't do it last time. I've asked the team, please find out who's making comments. If they're derogatory, if they're nasty, if they're mean. My team doesn't deserve that. We're not putting up with it. We can fire people. You know that? I'm waiting to get fired myself, so I can't wait. Please don't do that. It's so not nice. Is it just me? Why would we be mean to each other? Oh,
it's not just you. Agreed.
Okay, we're not doing it, folks. Okay, take it away, Marsha. No one's going to troll you. No one.
It's okay. I can take it.
I know you can,
All right,
but
so
I
the
can't.
first thing I want to remind everybody about the changes is that there are no changes to 2025. So any Plus or Premier packages that were purchased previously for any sailings in 2025, no changes. Plus, if you continue to sell 2025, which we hope you absolutely do, we still have wonderful itineraries available. Anything you sell in 2025 is the original package and the original pricing, right? So when I talk about purchased prior to July 22nd, it's easy peasy for 25, right? I think that's the piece that a lot of people weren't quite clear on. The other thing I want to cover are the actual changes. So we added, starting 2026, and as of July 22nd, when you purchase a package for 26 onward, the Premier package now includes the shore excursion credit, which I think is an absolute great addition. And then also for Plus, we've added 2 additional casual dining meals. Right? So now there's 4 instead of the 2. And that was also based on feedback from you all. Those new amenities are being replacing, the premium desserts, the juice bar, medallion shipping, the fitness classes, the Premier clip, and Princess prizes. The desserts, juice bar, medallion shipping, fitness classes, those all can still be purchased separately, as well as the Premier clip. And then Princess prizes is sunsetting. Let me
And
know
by
if
the
you're-
way, can I just add, because folks asked, that was one of the things, oh, you're taking stuff away. We never want to take stuff away. But we also identified utilization.
Yes, what was used? Yeah, absolutely. All right. Also, the pricing has changed for 26 as well, right? Sun and Star went from $60 a day to $70 for Plus, $90 to $105 a day for Premier, and then the rest of the fleet went from $60 to $65, and then Premier $90 to $100. And we continue to add the additional $5 a day for a guest who does not purchase the package prior to boarding the ship. Right?
So while you
that's-
go to the next slide, I got to talk about this because it
Sure.
is still the best value. We did the comparisons. We still have the best packages in the business, bar none. Okay, bar none. So
Yeah.
we heard you last time saying, you know, they can, if my clients can still get the same price on board, why are they going to bother booking it with us in advance? La la la. Because you
Right.
guys get commission. You make commission on
Yeah.
the packages in advance, right? As long as you're selling them before they get on the ship. And there's a duration period as to when you have to do it, because we have to, you know, have to organize. But then we increase the pricing on board. That's to help you from a selling perspective. We listened to your feedback. We heard you. We did it. Another piece of feedback, 25, nothing's changing. It is as it is, okay? We're done. It's for 26 and beyond. So I just want to make sure everybody knows
Yes.
that because of the component. And we are still, even with these price increases, which I think considering the value of the packages, we're still the best in the business, best value. And I've heard from many of you that remains the case. So thank you for sharing the positive, because I always hear the negative very quickly. I like 20 people that can send me and then just one positive, but I want to hone in on the positive.
Absolutely. And to add what Carmen said too, another positive piece to all this is that we grandfathered in anyone in 26, 27 who had the previous package, right? So you don't have to change anybody. Like they can upgrade if they like. They can upgrade and go to the new package, or they can stay where they are and get exactly what they paid for at that price point that they paid at that time. So
Perfect.
I feel like it's the best of both worlds, and it's a nice option.
Beautiful. And there we go.
And here we go. And these are what the changes are, right? So the other thing, based on your feedback since the last time we talked about this, specialty coffees and teas are no longer included in the 15 drinks per day.
Ding, ding, ding. Pause.
That's based on feedback.
That was big, right? Everybody,
Yeah.
oh my God. And I call it, you know, forget Pizzagate the last time with Alfredo's and the casual.
Yeah.
Now this time it was like, oh, we adjust. There's no perfect world. That's why we listen to you. And then we adjusted. So we did adjust that. It was all over social. Thank you.
Yep.
Say it again. It doesn't count towards the 15 minimum on Plus.
Correct. And now you can get a soda can. That's been, that was huge. We kept getting questions about that. You can get a soda can. It does count towards your drinks. It's fountain drinks or what's readily available. Soda cans, if they're available, you can have the soda can, but that does also still count for your drink count. And that was also feedback. So good news all around.
Perfect. Thank you. Adjustment.
And then these are
the
upgrade codes. So if you'd like to do an upgrade for one of your clients who booked in 26, reminder, you cannot upgrade in 25 because this doesn't start until 26. Any guests that you have booked in 26 onward, they have the opportunity to upgrade to the new package if that's what they would like to do. And these are the codes that are available to you. This is also all on one source.
Fabulous.
And then just a quick look at the complete package for 26 for Plus and Premier. We actually went over all this, but we kept all the things that are so important to your clients. That is the Wi-Fi, the gratuity, and the drink package, right? None of that changes.
Well, I call those the anchors, right? Those three anchors will never change, right? It's beverage, Wi-Fi, which is no longer a rite of passage. It is required. And we have the best in the business because of our exclusive medallion class, right? And yes, we will show QR codes at the end during the Q&A, because if you don't get it quick enough, and we know you're busy. So the fact that you're even here attending a webinar for the hour, we value your time. The comparison chart is so critical. That's why I love that we put the QR code, because, and I get in trouble for this, right? I really got in trouble for this when we initiated this, when I got here 3 years ago. And by the way, what is it? Imitation is the best form of flattery. I copied it from another cruise brand that did it based on, they were a luxury brand and they would compare themselves to Princess. one of our sister brands and another premium brand to show how luxury, whatever. I love the concept. So we did it for our packages.
Yeah.
Incredible, still an incredible value savings. And I
Yes.
highly recommend you download it and print it and have it and read it so that you understand how unique of a selling proposition it is when you do our packages. There's no hidden charges. There's no extra tip on a difference for this and that. It is truly, truly the best in the business, these packages.
And again, thank you for your feedback, because we had missed that there was a change in one of our comparisons for another brand. So that's been updated based on you guys telling us that last time. And now this is an updated sheet for you all. We also have great assets for you. We have a consumer flyer that you can share. And then we also have the Fair Bundle Upgrade Code flyer. So that slide that I just showed you with the codes, it's also a flyer on OneSource so that you don't have to remember them.
Be a
And
pleasure
we've got
to do business with.
Absolutely. And we've got a new spot for Plus and Premier. Let's roll the spot.
Today's gonna look good with the frame around it. Like a dream come true, so glad we found it. So let's own it. It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a good night. It's gonna be a good day. With you by my side. With you by my side.
Love it.
I love that.
Love it. It's always a good day with you by my side, Marsha.
Oh,
It really
you
is.
as well, Carmen.
It's awesome. By the way, can they get that video? That's a great asset. If I'm a travel advisor and I want to convince, because we get it again, we'd have to do an entire webinar just about Plus and Premier and how to sell it. But the ones, the naysayers, oh, but I don't drink and I don't this and I don't that. That's a great spot just to kind of whet the appetite and get them excited.
It is. I will double check, but it should be on OneSource. We give them
Fantastic.
all those assets.
And then we got Spellbound. I cast a spell on you. We should use this for Halloween. I love it. This is an exclusive partnership we have with Magic Castle, which is pretty spectacular. But we've evolved it. And I know you had an interview with the team for Star Princess, and they gave you all the additionals. I was in Vegas heating up at 118 degrees.
Actually, when we had the meeting, they couldn't tell us much at that time because it hadn't been announced yet. So even as we were waiting on pins and needles for all the details, but basically they've just reimagined it for Star Princess, right? So they're doing Star Princess Spellbound inspired, right? And that focus is actually going to be space, right? So that we were like, ooh, that's interesting.
Ooh.
Focus on space. That sounds amazing. So we continue Spellbound's on Sun Princess, and we continue that legacy on Star Princess. And we're super excited about being able to put this on our second newest ship,
Which will be here soon.
Yep. What we've changed, though, is that it's no longer a dining experience. So it was previously a dining experience. We removed the dining aspect of it, but we still have a very special, speakeasy experience. Admission is now $45 per guest. It includes 2 signature drinks while you're in the venue, and then the magic show.
So this is pretty cool. Again, listening to feedback, because we inaugurated this obviously when we launched Sun, and an exclusive partnership with Magic Castle in LA, which if you've never heard of it, I highly recommend. It is spectacular. And this is true to life. The kind of the libations that they concoct and the magic it blew me away. But here was the challenge. The price point, because it's additional, it's not considered part of, the Premier package unlimited. It's specialty. Right. The price point was challenging, but also because it included dinner, it was a lengthy experience, and it limited us the amount of people that would go on a cruise on Sun and then couldn't get in. And especially if you have teenagers or kids and they want to see a magic show, how do you tell a kid you can't see the magic show, or you have to sit there for 2? So you know what we did? We evolved, and I love when we pivot.
Yeah. And the one thing I want to share too is anyone who had booked Spellbound previously on Sun Princess, you're going to receive the experience that you paid for. So that's going to continue to include dinner until the experiences start effective October 4th. So the new experience is October 4th. And so anyone who had a reservation after that should have already been contacted. because we were making the change for them, refunding, giving them the opportunity to have this experience, but at the new price point and without the dinner.
And the October 4th date is really critical. Do you know what October 4th is? The first maiden voyage of the beautiful Star Princess in Europe. Just thought I'd let you know.
And don't forget, we turned 60 this year. And Carmen, you can't forget, because of Carmen's t-shirt.
Well, you also mean we turned 18 with 42 years of experience, right? Just saying. Even I might have to change the math and make it 21 so that I can go to Spellbound and have one of those adult libations. We have a lot that we're planning. Obviously, it's December. I'm wearing my shirt because this was the first iteration of them. They're a little different. They will be different going forward, but very excited about celebrating 60 years. That's a huge milestone for our brand. So we plan a lot of exciting stuff starting in December, starting with our beautiful sales team that's going to be in South Florida for their sales meeting. So I'm going to make that a very fun-filled few days for all of us. And to thank all our travel advisors. It's going to be a whole year of fun. So the fun begins with Japan. We doubled down for Japan, didn't we?
We sure did.
Oh my goodness. That was exciting. So I'm thrilled because I got a lot of folks, and we're joined by none other than our director of deployment and itinerary planning. What a great job. Debbie's back on with us. Hey, Debbie, welcome.
Hey,
look
Debbie.
How beautiful you look in your princess blue. Love it.
Hello.
Hello.
Me and Stanley are ready for today.
Yes. Yes. So happy to have you.
Thank you for joining us to talk all things Japan 2027.
And it's hot. This is a hot destination, folks, especially for North America. It is incredible. It's like incredible. So super excited that we're putting 2 ships there in 27, right? And it's now on sale. So 2 of you, which are the real subject matter experts.
And the really great thing about Japan, unlike any of our other places around the world, there's so many destinations to visit. So 45 destinations for a program based around Japan is absolutely incredible. And you're going to see all these itineraries. They maximize festivals, they maximize times of the year to see beautiful fall foliage as well as spring flowers. And it's just a really full program.
And I think we have a Japan teaser.
Roll it. Our biggest year ever. By the way, I brought my beautiful diamond pen in honor of the Diamond Princess because I sailed last year and it was amazing. So amazing. Again, North Americans, they were loving this. We have an amazing partnership, Debbie, before I hand it over to you, with the JNTO. And they are so good to us, so good to us and to our travel advisors. So thank you for joining us so we can get them in depth. Many of our advisors, because they've not been to Japan, they get a little nervous and they're like, oh, I don't know how to position it. And here we are. We're going to roll it out for you to make your life easy. And our sales team is always available.
And like you said, all these partnerships we have with JNTO, as well as each of the ports, that when you sail in on a princess ship into one of these ports, they lay out the literal red carpet and there's welcome you into their community. And you feel like it's your friends. Welcome you into this amazing place. You experience the port for the day and you come back to your home back on board. And on board, like we just said, we have 2 ships that are going to be home for the full season. This is our biggest season ever. We've been sailing out of Japan, spending a summer season there since 2013. So we've been doing it for a while and we are in love with how great this program is. And to have these 2 ships, the cool trivia about these 2 ships, they're sister ships and they were built in Japan. They were built in Nagasaki by Mitsubishi. So these ships Japan is very honored to have them. They love the fact that it's a Japanese built ship, that it just even adds to the wonder and excitement of a Japan program.
And Debbie, to match, what I'm hearing from our travel advisors when we're meeting and talking about what's hot, Japan is always top of the list in the last 2 years. So we're meeting the demand with adding more opportunity.
Perfect timing.
Absolutely. And there's a lot of really special experiences that happen on board, and we're going to go into some of the ones on Diamond Princess specifically because she's sailing there right now this season, and so our guests right now are experiencing these live, and this includes a lot of different performances from various different groups. The sake breaking ceremony, I don't know if you've ever seen it, but they bring out the barrel, the whole
I
did it.
I did it. It was so cool. Went a little too hard on it, but it's okay. Enjoy the sake. Cheers.
Yes. And yeah, so there's just all of this that happens on the ship, which really balances against that experience ashore. And like you mentioned, sometimes there is kind of a hesitancy because it is such a different culture and country to be a part of. That's why taking a cruise is perfect, because you pack once and then you have experts telling you about the places you're going to be going on board, as well as amazing shore excursions that are curated. And interesting enough, we have, because this is also very popular with Japanese guests, we have tours that are in Japanese as well as in English. So you have choices depending on the type of tour that you're going to want to book.
And that's a great point, by the way, from a selling perspective. If you think about it, it's not just the destination immersion that you get on land, but the cultural immersion that we bring on board, and still the comforts of home. So for North Americans, they feel comfortable because they're getting everything that they have on that life list, the culture of Japan, the destination. Then they come back on and they can still enjoy, if they need the cuisine. I know my husband did it. He needed a cheeseburger. I'm like, are you kidding me? We're in Japan. You want a cheeseburger and french fries? He goes, just tonight. Don't judge me. Be a judge-free person. Don't hate, appreciate. So I love that we provide all of it. It is just, so for our travel advisors, from a selling point, you're giving them the destination, the culture, but then the comforts of home when you come back on board our two beautiful ships, right?
And you're right with the food and again, if someone doesn't, they've had all their Japanese food all day and they're ready for a burger, we got that too. Or pizza.
Do it.
Got that
Or
too.
pizza.
So
love it.
some of the amazing food that we are serving on board is about the fact that we're in Japan. So we're trying to have unique experiences as well. So shabu shabu, which is that Japanese hot pot dish, which is absolutely tasty. And then of course there's going to be sticky rice and the Japanese omelet. I don't know if you had that, Carmen, on your cruise.
I have. I loved it.
Tasty.
Loved it.
And then, of course, what would be a trip to Japan without a special Japanese sushi experience? So we have a restaurant on Diamond Princess that has sushi, and my favorite sashimi, as long as I say it right, is I just like the fish all by itself. So that's what's great about having all these different options, as well as, of course, Carmen, the sake. Lots of sake.
Ta-da!
Part of your package. If you buy
one
the
in
Premier,
Rome, one in Japan, just
15.
saying.
Japan is really known for their onsen culture. And so that's the Japanese baths. And when you travel, especially there's a place called Beppu that is very onsen focused, and you can plan whole day trips about going to the different onsens. And so we have that on board Diamond Princess. And so it's very it's different than what you would see on a normal princess ship with our regular spa. There's a men and women's side. So that is very close up with Japanese culture, as well as there's of course steam rooms and hot tubs. So it's a very amazing place to unwind. And you can see through these photos, it's inside and outside, and you can see the beautiful ocean no matter where you choose to relax.
Wellness
Gorgeous.
is huge, right? It's very focused on wellness and that Zen kind of feeling, but our spa still operates if you want a facial or a massage, just so you know, for the folks like me, like I need to have like deep tissue. Make it happen. Okay, itineraries. These are, congrats to you and the team, because I don't know how you do it, but you do it. And it just makes it, what we pack into our itineraries, no one can touch us. So thank you.
And you saw the map in the sizzle video that was a little bit earlier. There's just so many destinations to visit. It's really fun to plan these programs because you can just add a balance of metropolitan cities with really off the beaten path, countryside type locations. And it's such an enriching experience to be able to go on one of these cruises. But first, we want to talk about what's different and new for 27. Typically, if you've been sailing with us and you've been watching our products over the years, we turn around our ships in Yokohama, which is quite close to Tokyo. We are now adding, since we have two ships, we're going to put one ship out of Yokohama which we'll have a slide on that separate. And then new is Sapphire is going to be based in Tokyo Center as well. So we're going to have 2 ships in 2 different locations, both super accessible to Tokyo. And so that's just something to keep track of when you're explaining it to your guest, and explaining that like Tokyo is a bit closer. So that one's really convenient for Sapphire Princess. And then the next slide will show you where Yokohama is. And it's just a bit outside. It's not that much further. And these are the taxi times you see. It's not that much further. So it allows us to have 2 varied deployments without having to worry about, can we have both ships in the same place at the same day kind of thing. So it really helped us. And the terminal in Tokyo is incredible. So there's
Yeah,
nothing
I
to
did
win.
Yokohama, obviously, but you know what I love is obviously because I did it on Diamond, but to me, it's also a lot of our guests do pre and post, right? So having the second option so close to the city, it is pretty unique. So thank you.
Yes. I'm going to give a shout out to Brandon, who's behind the scenes and did the legwork to get you the approximate times to and from these destinations. He was like so excited. So thank you, Brandon.
He wants to go to Japan. So I said, you know, he's been doing such heavy lifting. We got to take good care of him.
Yes.
Yes. All right, so we're going to dig into our various itineraries in Japan, and we have them kind of sectioned off because they really are unique on their own. And the biggest, most incredible pictures we have here is the festival cruises. Japan is really big on festivals. They have them year round, and especially in the July and August period. So we have cruises specially curated to be able to go and visit these amazing festivals. And first up we have here is the Nabuta Festival, which is out of Amori, Japan. And you see this float here. That's what the Nabuta is these floats about basically warriors. And they move these down the street, and they're massive and they're completely lit up. So it's an experience that you get to go to. And on the cruises with this festival, we stay late. So you're able to stay and experience the festival in the evening. Because of course, if they're lit up like that, you want to see them in the dark. And it's
Absolutely.
incredible. Now, if your guests end up on an Amori cruise, on another cruise that's not during this festival time, there's a really cool museum that has all these floats, examples of the floats, and you can see them up close, which is really neat as well. If you're not there during it's a very short window during the first week of August for the Nabuta Festival. And then following that in mid-August, this is exactly on August 17th every single year, there is the Kumano Fireworks Festival. It's one of the largest in the world. Over 10,000 fireworks are shot off into this festival.
Wow.
It's like
And
New
what's
Year's
amazing,
in August. I love
it is.
that.
It's award winning. It sets records. And what's really cool is when we go to Kumano, we're not going to actually go into the city itself. The ship is going to sit in the bay, and you're going to watch the fireworks from the deck of the ship.
Wow.
That is
Gives me
gorgeous.
chills. Like, how can
You know
you
what
do
that
that?
reminds me of? Like New Year's Eve in Rio, right? When you're across from, oh my God, that is a once in a lifetime experience. And I wouldn't, thank you for bringing, look at this. I love fireworks. I know what I'll be doing next August. Whoops. 1, 2 years. Whoops.
And then here is a 18-day cruise. So you can just see, we were talking about how many destinations in Japan there is to visit. This has so many stops. And I'm going to say, but wait, there's more, because we have so much more to show you that's even more immersive into Japan. So this is our Grand Circle Japan with another festival, which is in Hakodate. And that's the very tip top of the main island of Japan. So Japan has multiple islands, and the big middle island is where Tokyo sits. And at the very tip up there is Hakodate. And so actually Hakodate is on the island just north of the tip of the main island. So it's an incredible destination that's in the north, and you'll be able to see it a little bit later because we're going to talk about fall foliage. But just look at that picture right here of that beautiful flowers. It's seasonal. So depending on the time that you're visiting, the flowers are going to be blue like this, or if you go in full foliage, they're going to be redder and fall. It's such a beautiful destination to be able to visit nature as well as metropolitan. So yes. And this cruise is chock full of top ports, including Nagasaki, Osaka, and every Japanese cruise will visit at least 2 countries. So here you can see we're also going to South Korea, which is amazing for shopping. I don't know if you've been shopping in Korea, but all that good stuff. But yeah, definitely one of our highlights are these grand circles. And then again, if it gets even better, here is the 24-day grand circle. And this is, I know we had a question in the this is actually 2 cruises together that we sell together. So you don't have to worry about trying to figure out which cruises to book together. If they are good, we put them together, which means we're not duplicating a lot of ports. Sometimes they will be duplicating ports because they're amazing and you want to make sure every cruise has them. And these shows 2 different festivals here. And the one I want to talk about is the Kanto Festival on my right, and that's in Akita. So I don't know if people love dogs, but Akita, we know the Akita dogs. Also, there's this Kanto Festival that those lanterns can weigh up to 100 pounds, and people are carrying them on sticks, and they're candle lit. So it's just incredible to be able to see it, and you could almost hear the energy in the pictures because it's singing and music, dancing, and you get to be there. And we stay late, just like we did in the Nabuta Festival.
It's awe-inspiring, really. It's beautiful.
And now let's talk about the nature. And we have the cherry blossom season, which runs about March and April. And then we finish up the season in the fall, which will be our fall foliage. And we all know Canada, New England, right? That's what we think of as fall foliage. It's very similar in Japan. So it's an amazing cruise to be able to see. We perfectly curate our cherry blossoms season because the cherry blossoms start in the south and the season moves north. So you'll see if you're looking at our multiple cherry blossom voyages, you'll see that they're going to start to shift going more and more north. And so we have 2 examples. This is the first one that focuses in the south, and you can see these beautiful cherry blossoms here. But it's not just cherry blossoms. There's plum blossoms. There's a million other different types of blossoms that can be flowering at this time. And it's an amazing, popular cruise with our North American guests. And of course, here you see top destinations as well, such as Nagasaki, Hiroshima, and Kobe. And you go experience these destinations and you come back on Diamond or Sapphire Princess and have an incredible evening. Ooh, next, we have the other example of where we're kind of at the end of the season where the cherry blossoms are moving more north. This one really focuses around the 3 ports in the north of this itinerary. And you can see the picture of Amore, which is also where that Nabuta Festival was with the giant float. And this is also Amore during their flower season, which is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And there's other ports. Of course, you get to go to Korea. So we have always 2 or more countries.
Don't forget the shopping.
Definitely the shopping. And then very important is Nagasaki. So it's a very popular itinerary or a port to visit for American guests as well, and North American guests.
I love that picture with the reflection of the cherry blossoms in the
stunning
water. So
stunning.
Good one. Yeah. Good job, Brandon. That's a nice one. All right. So this is a voyage that goes round trip for 2 weeks. And because it's a little bit longer, we're able to put in so many more ports, and especially ports that are on the west coast of Japan. And you can see Akita, which we talked about with the Kanto Festival, as well as Niigata, Kanazawa, Sakaminato, and we have 2 different ports in Korea. So one here is Busan, and another you'll see is the island of Jeju. So we do go to 2 different places in Korea. This cruise is absolutely amazing because you can see the great fall foliage. And that is a perfect example of these towering mountains and hills that are just covered with the fall foliage. And it's set up against these ancient temples and shrines that it's something that you'll remember. You'll remember for a long time. All right. And I kept saying, but wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. This is the ultimate. It even says ultimate in the name. So
how important this is. It's crazy.
And we're going to spend a little bit more time on this one because this one's also going to tell you about all the different destinations in Japan that you can visit. There's also, of course, more because we go to 45 different destinations. But here is the cream of the crop. And again, to go back to the question of can we book back-to-back cruises. This is 2 back-to-back 14 days that we designed them very different so you can have different ports of call and book one cruise, which is awesome. And so this one is going to be heavy on both sides, on the West Coast and the East Coast. And there's just destinations that you've probably never even heard of. So for example, Shimizu, not so well known. However, it is the port for the beautiful mountain of I was going to say the island in the South Pacific, Mount Fuji. I almost said Mount Fiji. Mount Fuji. I want to go to Fiji too. So.
We got.
So Shimizu is the gateway to Mount Fuji. It's the beautiful towering mountain with the snow cap that you always see across so much. It's absolutely beautiful. And Shimizu is that gateway city that you get to see it. You're also going to be sailing around and going up to some of these northern Japan ports that we were talking about, like Amore and Hakodate. Some other lesser known are Miyako and Sakata. Absolutely beautiful destinations as well, and a whole different kind of landscape. And then what's really neat is all these destinations over on the West Coast. And one of them that I think is really kind of just an incredible story is, of course, we know Nagasaki and Hiroshima for World War II history, as well as Tsushima is kind of Japan's Schindler's List. So when the war was breaking out and Nazi Germany was moving out further, there was a Japanese consul in Eastern Europe issuing visas to get people out and taking them across the Siberian landscape and getting them and bringing them into Tsushima. And it was thousands of people that came this way. So they're very proud of that history. And it's amazing to know that there was support and help all over the world, including in Japan for that. So it's a really interesting story. That
talk about a history. Wow.
It's amazing.
And then of course there's Kagoshima, absolute beautiful destination. And we're going to look at it in a couple of minutes on one of our other slides, because it has a really incredible, epic place you're going to be able to see as you sail in and out. So thank you. And here we are into central and southern Japan. And so we have, we're going to highlight some of the most popular ones with our North American guests. We focus on the central part of Japan, which is the bigger island, as well as going down to the southern islands, and then even further south for those who want to go to Okinawa and the Japanese islands down there, and Taiwan. So the cruises will go as far as Taiwan. This cruise is a Circle Japan. So it's kind of similar to some of these other ones. It's a little bit shorter, and we offer different lengths of this. So it's not just available in 10 days. It's round trip Yokohama on Diamond Princess. So whenever you see Diamond, think Yokohama, Sapphire, Tokyo Central. And these have amazing destination. Every destination, I'm going to just keep saying how amazing these destinations are. They just absolutely are amazing.
I cannot agree more.
Any cruise is a good cruise when you have all this different content to be able to choose from.
Look at that.
Another cruise that we used to do just a few of them, but we listened because it was so popular, are these Japan Explorers. We made them a little bit longer because we used to do them like 7-8 days. The feedback was we want to do even more. And so this is we do 9/10s of these Japan Explorers, and you can just see how many destinations you get to visit. And what's really neat about this one as well that we hadn't seen on some of these others is, instead of normally we would sail below down by Nagasaki to get up to Korea, this time we get to go through the Kanman Straits to go into Hiroshima. And so that's a different experience. That it's a scenic cruise because the two islands there in Japan are quite close together.
Yep.
And so the ship will sail through there, which is a unique scenic sailing experience as well. And then that picture there of Hiroshima, that is the epic shrine that you will see when you're sailing in and out of Hiroshima. So there's lots to see. And then on the right side is Kyoto. And so Kyoto is accessible through Osaka, through Kobe, and then you can visit these amazing villages, which have narrow walkways, and you can just meander through and really experience something special. And then
something wrong with my slides. Sorry, guys.
Oh, no worries.
It's always technical.
And then we have, again, here's another amazing cruise. This is our 17-day Grand Japan that has the best of the southern Japanese ports. And there's so much to visit. You not only go to Korea twice, so you get to shop in Busan and you get to shop in Jeju. You also have Nagasaki, Kagoshima, and back to Shimizu, so you can go see that beautiful mountain again. Here we have the Wakayama is a little bit lesser known, but look at how big the mountains are and that giant waterfall. So it's
beautiful.
It's green and lush and set up against these amazing shrines and temples as well. And then to start and end our season, the ships are often positioning from Singapore. So we wanted to share this example of the Singapore cruise because before she arrives in Tokyo, Sapphire Princess will be doing some Singapore, Southeast Asia, and Asia voyages. And then we tie in the last one, which sails from Singapore to Tokyo at the beginning to kick off our season. And so this is amazing because you get to go to Vietnam. You get to see Hai Long Bay, which is that beautiful green emerald water.
Beautiful.
That's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And we always put time in there to be able to scenic cruise on the ship. So it's not just visiting the port, it's also scenic cruising in the bay to be able to see this from the deck of the ship.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful.
And then, of course, it's matched with go ahead and tell me about the beauty.
Well, because I highly recommend, again, Singapore. I mean, this is... Check every life list item, and Singapore in and of itself, a destination, right? So you can stay pre, you can stay post. So this offers a lot. That's pretty awesome. And I always tell the sales tip, Debbie, is that you're going to sell the air ticket anyway. You're going a very long way to get to Japan, right? So if you're going to Singapore, have a few days there, kind of unwind and really immerse, and you're amortizing the cost of that airfare across 25 days plus pre and post. Your clients will love you. It's the best sales tip ever from a value prop.
And the Singapore airport is like a destination in itself. That
you can eat off the floor.
There.
Are you kidding me? Eat off the floor. There's no bubble gum. There's no trash. It's so clean. If I have to be stuck in an airport, I want to be in Singapore. I'm going to roll my little body all the way because I know I'm going to be cleaner than whatever I've got on my clothes. I guarantee you. And I'm not even going to talk about foot massages and all the incredible sights and sounds, right? Because I know this is about Japan, but I got to tell you, what a great itinerary. I'd do this in a heartbeat. Get a little bit of everything.
And then let's talk a little bit about our cruise tours. So there are opportunities to add on a cruise tour before your cruise. And so these are some examples. This is the 2-night Kyoto, 3 nights Tokyo one. And so we start down at the Star of Osaka, and you get to go visit and spend 2 nights in Kyoto, which was, we'd showed that picture of the village with the very small walkways. You get to spend two days there. And it was an original capital of Japan, so it holds a lot of history, and it's a really neat experience to be able to eat and drink and see everything there is to be about Kyoto, as well as Nara. So Nara also has a lot of old history. And then you make your way past Mount Fuji. Once I get it wrong in my head, I say it wrong, Mount Fuji. It's like my brain goes, you will say it wrong. That's my technical, Carmen.
It's all good. I got plenty of them. Trust me. Catch up.
So you sail over that beautiful mountain, and we have a picture here of the train because this will be by railway, and you can see just how close and what beautiful skyscapes you get to see on your way to Tokyo.
Yeah, and then Debbie did a little digging to find out because there were some questions about the cruise tours. They're a little delayed opening on the cruise tour side for Japan. So give us a couple more days and it will be open very soon.
It's 2027, people. Let's remind you. I mean, wow. I think we're way ahead of the game.
Ready.
So
They're ready. And if you want to see what it's all about, you can go look at the 2026 cruises because they also have the cruise tours. And those are open. So you can use that to get caught up on all of that. But that's our wonderful itinerary. So, and there's many more. So I encourage you all to dig in.
Absolutely. And we'll jump into the sales tools. But Debbie, don't leave because there might be some questions for you, subject matter expert. As always, I want to thank you, right? Because I don't think Marsha and I could do this justice, even though Brandon does a great job of getting us resources. And
He
I've
makes it
been in
easy for
Japan,
us.
and I can tell you, and I love that we ended with cruise tours, because for some reason, when I say cruise tours, our travel advisors, it's synonymous with Alaska. They don't realize
Right.
we offer cruise tours in all destinations, folks, and they're very immersive, and it's turnkey. Debbie, her team did all the heavy lifting. You're going to look
Yeah.
like a star to your clients, and we've done all of it for you. So you don't have to go nuts. You don't have to try to use AI and figure that out. She is AI for you when it comes to all of these
Absolutely.
destinations. So thank you for doing the heavy lifting. So obviously our sales tool, there's the reference flyer, QR code, we'll have them at the end. So we also have always, because when we come out with, we launch new seasons, we always have the at a glance, which I think is great. This is your reference, but then you also have the at a glance flyer, because this simplifies it for you, right? I know there's a webinar. You can go to One Source Cruises and revisit the webinar and try to do it at your own pace. But it's always good when we have the at a glance, because it makes your life easier, and it gives you those tidbits, those selling tidbits that you can share with your clients, which I think is great. So let's go through some of our updates. Marsha, I'm always conscientious of time. I'm never on time.
And it's on sale now.
On
Japan's
sale.
now.
This is it. That's why we do this. We launch. We want you to know. And then a huge shout out to our trade marketing team for this incredible piece, right? So our Princess Access, where we talk about what are the staterooms in all the categories, right? It really allows us to hone in on this kind of travel, so that it gives you the opportunity to share that with your clients as well, right? Wheelchair accessible staterooms in all categories. It's an all-in-one kit, right? So this is really good to have. And then our destination collection, which, you know, folks, spring 26, 27, we are out with our destination. Beautiful job. It's available, downloadable as a PDF. This is really important, because you've asked for brochures and destination collections to be printed. You know, the downside of that, or the downside of it, is if we make a major change, and change is constant in our business, like we just saw with Plus and Premier, when you've got printed materials. But I want you to know the fine trip. I always like to say in marketing, what the big print giveth, the fine print taketh away. So always look at the fine print, because when we print, we have to have that in there, because now, again, then you'll have the digital versions that'll have the accurate stuff with Plus and Premier, but nothing is a substitute for destination and printed materials that everybody loves. And our brand overview. Now, this is my cheat sheet. Sorry.
This is my favorite piece.
Well, because mine as well, because we travel, you know how that is with weight.
Got it right here. It's my little Bible.
Oh, it is everywhere. It's even in my car. Lord forbid I'm stuck in South Florida traffic and somebody asks me a question. I'm like, bring the brand overview. Let's go. I got to know. It makes life really easy. So scan it. This is my reference guide. I highly recommend you all have it. And then let's go through some of our news, notes, and remembrance. Did you hear me? I meant reminders. It's been that kind of, it's been that kind of a week, and it's only Thursday, people. Trust me. Ooh,
Seminars at sea. We still have some
our
available for
favorite.
you.
But we've got limited left, right? So the next one will show you what's available. Registration is open. By the way, we always have. I'm not going to give my folks a hard time about that Canada, New England one that had three people going. Shall we say boondoggle? We just had the one from Sun Princess come back.
We did, yeah. The
Rave
reviews
reviews.
there.
We actually had travel advisors on that one that extended and stayed on the post voyage. So they did the seminar at sea with Dana and Mark. I feel like it's like Regis and Kathy Lee. They should have their own talk show. They're so good. But it went very highly, very highly, very highly. I mean, it got rated amazing. I want the wine country. Why don't I ever? Who's going on the wine country? They're lucky I'm on my way back from
Jill
Egypt.
and Stephanie.
Okay, well, you and I will be together on the 28th anyway. You'll be there on the 29th, so we'll be good. So hurry up. These are the last four, and can I tell you, our Love Fest. These are, look, there's Mark again. You're wrong. Why? Because maybe Debbie doesn't know this, but we branded Love Fest, and you'll see the ones that are left, because we do them in port, so we do them on board, and we also do them on land, because we want to make sure everybody immerses themselves. There's 3 left for this year. That's it. I remember when we came up with this concept, and the team poo-pooed it. I'm like, listen to me. We're the love brand. We don't just do love on Valentine's Day or even in February. We do it year-round, and we're going to show our travel advisors the love by creating our Love Fest, and they've taken off. So we're very excited about how many Love Fest we run. So it's really great. So Seminar at Seas, Love Fest, imports, and then of course our current offering, the Love Boat early booking sale, folks, up to 40% off, free third and fourth. We have a toolkit. We never launched these sales without the full toolkit ready to go. And this launched July 22nd, but we have it straight through till Labor Day. So through the 21st of, actually 1st of September.
Yeah, nice long ramp.
I want to say it was the 1st of September. I meant November because I think that's what the song says, but you know. And then of course, the boost. Let's talk about boost, right? Because this one ends. So this is again feedback. Marsha, who says I don't listen.
You listen.
Linda. Listen, Linda. Listen, Carmen, Linda, because I multitask and left my clothes at home. What does that tell you? It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen to me. We listen to you. We used to do these boosts only on weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sundays. It wasn't love mail. I'll just put it that way. Love mail. I don't use the H word. H-A-T-E is not in my vocabulary. I did not get a lot of love mail. So we said, you know what? We get it. You need more days. We're going to give you more days. We talked to the commercial. So just think about that, right? So you see your offerings to the left, then you've got the boost. So combine. It really allows us to give you more time like you want them, right? So we've extended the weekend boost, runs for a standard 2 days, then runs now. So think about it. 9 days. Hello. I just spent 9 days in Vegas. I'll tell you what happened there. It wasn't a boost. I had to come back, took a COVID test. Hello, I was healthy. Amen. So now you know.
And I'm going to give a shameless plug for Carmen's Facebook page, facebook.com/Princess VP Sales. If you're not already following Carmen, make sure that you are following Carmen. Like the Facebook page so you can get updates on our webinars. And you know how Carmen just explained, we're one webinar a month for a little while now. Make sure you're liking and following her so you can find out when we go back to 2.
And the shareable posts. We love that. That's really why you want to go there. It's not because you don't like me, because people don't follow me. They see me coming, they go the opposite way. But on Facebook, you need to, because you get all your assets and the team does a great job. And they're training me because I have to go like toggle between the two. Oh, scary. Very scary. But get on there so we can get live. You'll get everything you do. Thanks, Marsha. And then Q&A. So we got to have some questions in there because I know we're at the top of the hour, but we got to get some questions. And I'm hoping.
A couple of questions.
Go for it.
And I'm going to land on the QR codes in case you missed something.
So which port will be used for the departure in Tokyo?
Good question, because we have the 2 ships. Diamond Princess will be sailing out of Yokohama, and Sapphire Princess will be sailing out of Tokyo, the port that's a little bit closer than Yokohama. Both very accessible to Tokyo Central and the airport.
Both of them are, quite frankly. But the new one now on Sapphire for 27, because that's when we're doubling down, people, doubling down 2 ships. You better sell them both. Sell them both. North America, hottest destination, Japan. So to make sure we have great success there. Okay. Which sailings will offer cruise tours? Do they all?
It would be, I don't have the exact dates in front of me because they have not opened them for sale yet.
That's right.
But there's a variety of sailings that you can add on to the cruise tours. And there's 16 different ones off the top of my head.
That's a lot.
And you had a great suggestion, Debbie, to look at what we have in 26 because they're bound to be similar. It'll give you some idea. Yeah.
And again, we're talking 27. So excellent reference for 26 and cruise tours. You only think Alaska with us. You just saw that Singapore one. I mean, it's like the voyages, the amount that you can do, it's incredible. And I highly recommend you serve that up to your clients. You're doing them a favor. Can you book back-to-back Japan cruises? And if so, is the itinerary different on each voyage? So you covered a few. If I was paying attention, you had a 28-dayer. There was 2 14 days that we curated to make it great for you. And I think there was one that you said, we're going to Korea twice. So you and Marsha can shop because I don't like to shop. Give me wine country. I can go to wine country every day. I'm not a shopaholic.
And we have 37 back-to-back cruises. And sometimes we do back-to-back-to-back. So we have picked out 37 of these that you can book as one cruise and you don't have to book 2 bookings. It'd be 1 booking.
Amazing.
That's spectacular. Okay, we'll take one more. One more. Do we have one more? And if we don't, that's good too.
That was it. That's what we had.
All right. Thanks, Brandon.
The voice of God. It's B.O.B., the voice of Brandon. Oh my goodness. That was amazing. Debbie, this was so exciting. I love it because it just, we own these destinations like nobody else. And I don't know how to really convey it. I'm not that good at really talking about it. So when we have our webinars, it just reignites my passion. And again, it leaves me in awe for the talented group that we have that curates these deployments and itineraries. So thank you for joining us and the team. And as always, everybody's favorite Brady Bunch person is Marsha. Everybody's princess family person. Marsha.
I want to give a special thank you to Debbie because I don't know that everybody knows how important it is to have her, because it's Debbie and her team that are actually creating these itineraries. So who better to talk to you about them than Debbie or somebody from her team?
And dare I say, Debbie, it's a known fact, traditional. The reason people choose cruises and the reason they travel, the number one reason is destination.
Itinerary, yeah.
It's itinerary. If we don't get it right with your team and the deployment part, the rest doesn't matter. I can't sell it. So your team.
And I want to brag about my team real fast.
Yes,
so I'm sure you guys remember Kyle. Kyle has been here to talk about some of our other deployments.
Yes.
He is on our team and he lived in Japan for years. So that is amazing that he had that, not only a destination focus in this, but also that he lived in Japan. So
the insider insight.
We have a local team we have an office in Tokyo. We have people, and when the ports come to visit us, you can tell how proud they are to tell us about these destinations, and because they're always coming up with new things for you to do once you get to the destination. So even if you've been to a port before, there's always going to be something new and different to be able to visit.
Before we leave, I know we're out of time. I want to answer one question that I just saw pop up. Jennifer says, do the cruises tend to open up? So she wants to do a 3-week in Asia, Japan in the spring of 26, but most are sold out. And I want to share that because, well, first of all, the advice is to waitlist, right? Waitlist, put money on the booking and waitlist multiple categories for what you're interested in, because that'll increase your chances. The second point to Jennifer's question is book 27 now, right? Because Japan is very popular, and 26, as you can see, is also almost sold out. So,
but waitlist. Excellent.
Yeah,
excellent point. Waitlist, and then 27, we have 2 shifts. So we double down, we heard you, and that's what it's all about, right? So thank you, Debbie, and Marsha, as always, and the whole team that makes this happen. And to you, our travel advisors, thank you for taking the time, investing the time to get this education, and we know you have choices of who you sell. And that's why we aim and strive to be a pleasure to do business with. And then our next webinar for September, in the month of September, will be 9/11. It'll be September 11th. We look forward to seeing you all there. So make sure you register. And as always, we're humbled that you choose to be with us. Thank you all. We'll see you next time on Connect with Princess.